In this tutorial in CyberLink PowerDirector, we're going to revisit the basics that you need to consider when you're working with transitions. Transitions are great ways in which you can take the project and help it move along. You can give clues to your audience about what you're doing, where you're going. You can affect mood and pace and other kinds of things with transitions. But there are some basic questions you need to answer as you use them effectively. Question number one is this: do I need a visual transition? I have two clips here that I'd like to show. We're going to go ahead and simply play them. And we have the young man here on the keyboard in the office setting. And then the next setting is simply the same individual with a coworker coming back from a break. Now, these two clips are close enough together that you really don't have to have a transition. There obviously is one, but it's not that dramatic. You can simply cut from one scene to the other, and that works okay. Let me show you another case where a transition is probably more advised. So we're going to click on the end of this clip, and here we have them back to work, and then we move to this crime scene. That is quite a change. Now you could go from the one to the other without a transition, but this is more of a case where you need to give some visual clues to your audience about what's going on. So let's look at some basics. First is, do I need a transition? If the answer is yes, there's some other questions. Which one, and how long, and what kind? Let's answer these questions one at a time. We're going to look at the transition room. We get to that on the upper left by clicking on the icon of the lightning bolt over the film, or we can press the F8 key. That takes us to our transition room. Now my copy of PowerDirector defaults to the general subcategory, but if I click all the way to the top, I can click on all content, and here I see I have many transitions to pick from. And we have other lessons where we'll show you something about the variations between the transitions. So we're just going to stick with a few general ones to start with. Let's take a fade transition and apply it in this project. I'm going to apply it between the second clip in the office and the clip of the crime scene. To do that, all I need to do is take my left mouse button, hold it over the transition I want to use, drag it and drop it between the two clips. It will automatically stick there between the two of them. And now I have a transition. Now when I hold the mouse over it, you see the duration is set for 2 seconds. If I want my default time to be different, let me show you how to change that. I simply click on the gear at the very top of the screen, and then I click on the second option down, which is editing. And in editing, there are two basic features I can change as default for my transition. First one is how long will it be? The default in my system is 2 seconds. I can go up and down by frame, or I can add seconds. I could make it 5, 10, 15 seconds long if I wanted to. The other thing that I can change is this transition behavior. There are two kinds, cross and overlap. In a moment, I'll show you the difference between the two. But I have to decide how long it will be. Now, no matter what my default is, I can always change it on the fly. But it's nice to know about how long you want your transitions to be so you don't have to keep re-editing the duration. I'll simply cancel and get out of this. Now, once I have my transition between my two clips, I can do a couple of things with it. First of all, I can change the duration on the fly by clicking on the duration button above the timeline. And here I can set it. Let's say I want it at 3 seconds. I'll just type the number 3 in here. Or I could do 3 seconds and 10 frames if I wanted to. And now you see it's longer. And when I hover the mouse over the transition, it gives me the transition time. So that's one way to change it. There's something else I can also change besides the duration. Now the duration is going to affect the sense of how long we are between one moment and another in our project. So sometimes I may want a longer transition here. I want to slow things down between the one and the other, or I can make it lightning fast. So pick something that fits the mood that you want to cultivate when your viewer looks at the transition in terms of duration. The other thing that you can change is the style of the transition. Now, we're not going to look at a different kind of transition, but the style. If I highlight the transition, I simply click on it with the mouse. I have a button called Modify. Before I get to that, I want to show you something else. I can simply remove it by pressing the Delete key on the keyboard or clicking the garbage can, and that will remove my transition. So I drag and drop, and it sits between the two of them, and I can click here and make it go away. So if I want to take that same transition and say, you know, I don't want the fade transition, I want the blur transition. I don't have to delete the original one. I can simply click on the blur, drag and drop on top of the original one, and let go, and it will replace it. Transitions do not stack one upon the other. You can only have one active at that same place at one time. And again, if you hover the mouse over it, you get the start time, the end time, the duration, and the name of the transition in the pop-up box. So I can change this all I want simply by dragging and dropping on the same place. Another thing that you have when you're looking at your transition, we'll go back to a simple blur here, is you have the option of modifying it. So let's see what that does. I click on the Modify button, and I need a little more real estate over here. And I have a couple things that are important to remember. First of all, I can also change the duration using this particular section of the screen. It's the same thing I would have as if I clicked on the duration button down here in terms of minutes, seconds, and frames. But the other is the transition behavior. Now, some transitions have other kinds of options I can pick from. We're going to focus on this overlap and cross. When we went to our gear, we could set the default to overlap, or we could set the default to cross. Let me show you the difference. The difference, cross allows the first clip to be exactly ending before the second clip starts. That's what we normally have in our timeline. We have clip 1 ending at this moment in time, and then clip 2 begins. And the transition begins halfway through the first clip and then halfway into the beginning of the second clip. The other option is this actually starts moving clips when you pick overlap, because you have the first clip and then the second clip begins before the first clip ends. And if I'm using, like here, a 2-second transition, I have 2 seconds in which both clips are on the screen and they're controlled by my transition. Now here's the big issue when it comes to this. Right now I have a cross transition. If I hold my mouse over the last clip in my project, it says my end time is 33 seconds and 16 frames. But watch what happens when I change that to overlap. It actually shortens my project, because now these 2 seconds here, I have the one clip on top of the other controlled by the transition. So now my duration is 31 seconds and 16 frames, 2 seconds less. So this is important because if I have other objects, other components on my timeline, it could be music, it could be special effects, and then I apply a transition in the overlap form, it will actually shorten the project and it may put some things out of sync. So this ties to the way in which you flow in your work. If you put your transitions in first before you do other things, it won't affect the project. If you put them in later, it could put things out of sync. Now, if you have the overlap, you can go back to cross by simply clicking on this icon here, and now you have your traditional way of looking at this. Let's go ahead and just take another transition for fun. Let's take the slide and drag it down between the first two clips. Again, we're using the normal cross, and so it hasn't adjusted the length of my project. But if I change this to overlap, notice it's short again. If I change this one to overlap, now I've shortened the entire project by 4 seconds. So the kind that you use of variation you have between overlap and cross will change your project. So you have to keep that in mind. The third thing that you need to consider is what kind of transition do I want to use? And we will have other tutorials going in more depth about the various kinds of transitions you can have. Some are more elaborate, some are more simple, and considerations in order to make the transitions useful to you but not get in the way of the story you're trying to tell.